air conditioning doesn't work in her car. And while we were spinning, my head went through the window. And if the window was up, I could have seriously, like, gave myself a concussion, or I could have banged my head super hard to the point where I would have passed out. So I was very, very lucky that the window was down. And I was very, very lucky that I had my seatbelt on, because I came very close to getting hurt. And I just remember looking over at Abby. One of the girls that was in the car was, like, screaming at Abby. She was, like, freaking out. Like, obviously, like, when you just get into, like, a serious situation, you're freaking out. Like, you're just, like, genuinely freaking out. So she was, like, screaming. I was trying to calm Abby down. Thank God this very nice man that watched it happen had pulled over, checked on us, made sure we were good. The police, the ambulance, the fire trucks came just to make sure we were good, was talking to us and everything. And it was literally, like, the scariest thing I have, like, the second scariest thing I've ever experienced in my entire life. I genuinely thought that it was going to be the end. I really did. I was like, I'm gonna die. Like, that's all that was running through my head when I saw the car spinning. I was like, I'm gonna die, or something's gonna happen. And the whole reason why I wanted to tell you guys this story was because I feel like people really take advantage of good people that care about them, and take advantage of, like, family and stuff. Like, people just take advantage of others, and people will argue and get into arguments. And when you get into an argument with someone, instead of continuing to argue with them or telling them you hate them or saying awful, mean things, always remember that life is really short and anything can be taken away from you in an instant. I could have genuinely been hurt. I could have been rushed to the hospital. Anybody in the car could have been hurt. And I'm just very thankful that we did not hit that telephone pole, because as soon as I saw that the telephone pole was in front of me, I immediately was like, damn, we were really lucky. I, like, froze. Like, I couldn't even, like, I was just staring at the telephone pole. I was like, we really could have hit that. And this telephone pole's, like, big, and worse came to worse, we hit it, it falls onto the car, crushes me, Abby, or the girls in the back, anybody. It could hurt anybody. So it's just the fact of, like, never take people for granted, and never hurt people, even people that you don't know. Like, genuinely just be a good person. Like, I know sometimes it's hard, and I know sometimes you just get really angry and you're like, damn, like, I just really hate you, and, like, you just want to go off. But at the same time, you always have to think of things that can happen. Thank you guys so much for the gifts, by the way. Because, like, my first initial reaction was to not check if I was okay. I wanted to check to see if my friends were good. I literally opened my eyes. I looked to see if Abby's okay, and I looked to see if the girls in the back are okay. And I'm like, all right, we're all good. Some people are just being really freaked out right now because this just happened, and that's okay. Like, we were all freaked out. Like, we genuinely, like, we were all freaking out, but I was just very, very calm. I don't know how I was very calm. I'm surprised I wasn't screaming and, like, crying, but I was very, very calm. And I think that's a lot of the reason why I, like, am good. But my head does hurt a little bit, and my neck, I think I got, like, whiplash. It, like, really hurts, like, the back of my neck and my head a little bit. But everybody was good. But going on with the story, it's just, like, it just makes me think, like, I'm thinking of the worst that could have happened. And I'm thinking of, like, what would have happened if something would have happened to me. Like, what I said to my mom before I said bye to her, what I said to my friends before any of that had happened. And I'm just very happy that, you know, everything was good, because I was actually in an argument with one of my friends before we had almost crashed. We were arguing, and I ended off the conversation with, please don't talk to me ever again. And she replied and said, same goes to you, I hate you. And I know that if something would have happened to me, the sentence that she wrote, I hate you, would have haunted her, because that was the last thing I read before something could have happened. And I texted her right after, and I was like, bro, I know we're not good, but I just almost got into a car accident, and I'm really sorry. I apologized, and she apologized, and it was good, because it's just a good thing that people, I don't know how to, like, explain this, but all I'm saying is that, like, it's just a good thing that I'm still here and that my friends are still here, because that was really God saying, it's not your time. It's not time for you to die. It's time for you to keep going. You still have a whole life to live, and it's not your time. So Wow, I am very, very thankful. Today really, 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 really made me believe, because if it wasn't for like any of this, like I could have been dead. And I genuinely like don't know what I would do. I don't know what you guys like. I would never want to put you guys in that pain of like losing me, because I know that a lot of you love me and care about me. And I would never want to see you guys hurt, and I would never want to see you guys sad. So I know that would hurt me. But my first initial reaction was to just text my friend and be like, yo, can you please come get me? Whatever the case was. But I'm very, very happy that